Hello there, and welcome to Bright Days. I'm Margaret, and I'm absolutely delighted you've joined me today. After spending over 20 years helping seniors create more comfortable living spaces, I've learned that a tidy home isn't just about appearances, it's about creating a sanctuary that supports your well-being. My own decluttering journey began when my mother turned 75. Her home had become so crowded with memories that she could barely navigate her hallway. Together, we transformed her space, and I witnessed firsthand how it renewed her independence and joy. That experience changed my perspective forever. Today, I'm sharing the most effective decluttering methods for 2025 strategies specifically designed for those of us in our golden years. These aren't complicated systems requiring endless energy or flexibility. They're practical, gentle approaches that anyone can implement, regardless of mobility or energy levels. What makes these methods special? They've been refined through countless conversations with seniors just like you, who've discovered that clearing physical space often creates mental clarity too. One gentleman told me he finally slept through the night after clearing his bedroom of decades of accumulated items. Throughout this video, we'll explore 7 essential decluttering categories that will make the biggest impact with the least effort. I'll share before and after transformations and real stories from people who've used these exact methods. Are you ready to discover how to create a home that feels spacious, safe, and truly comfortable? Let's begin this journey together. Before we dive into specific decluttering categories, let's talk about why this process is particularly valuable for us in our golden years. Decluttering isn't just about aesthetics. It's about creating a living environment that supports our changing needs. Did you know that a recent study from the National Institute on Aging found that seniors with organized living spaces reported 60% fewer falls? That's because removing clutter eliminates tripping hazards and creates clear pathways throughout your home. Safety isn't the only benefit, though. When we simplify our surroundings, we also reduce the mental burden of managing too many possessions. Many of my viewers have shared how decluttering helped alleviate feelings of anxiety and overwhelm. Mary from Colorado wrote to me saying, "After clearing out my crowded living room, I finally feel like I can breathe again. My mind feels as clear as my space." Decluttering also improves air quality by reducing dust-collecting surfaces and makes cleaning so much easier. Imagine dusting a surface with 3 items instead of 15. For those with arthritis or limited mobility, this difference is significant. The approach we'll use today is what I call the gentle progress method. Instead of tackling everything at once, which can be exhausting and overwhelming, we'll focus on small, manageable areas that make the biggest impact. Each step builds confidence for the next. Are you ready to create a home that not only looks better but actually supports your well-being and independence? Let's start this transformation together, one simple step at a time. Your future self will thank you for the effort you put in today. Let's start with what I consider the most important category: creating safe, clear pathways throughout your home. This isn't just about aesthetics, it's about preventing falls and ensuring you can move freely and confidently in your own space. Take a moment to visualize your home from the front door to the bedroom. Are there clear paths, or do you need to navigate around furniture, electrical cords, or decorative items? Each obstacle represents a potential hazard, especially at night or if you're feeling unsteady. Visual transition to before-after images of a cluttered hallway transformed into a clear pathway. Look at this transformation from Dorothy's home in Michigan. Before, her hallway had a small table with decorative items, a basket of magazines on the floor, and a rug that curled at the edges. After applying our decluttering principles, we removed the unnecessary table, secured the rug with non-slip pads, and eliminated floor-level obstacles. Dorothy told me this simple change prevented several near falls and gave her tremendous peace of mind. Start by identifying high-traffic areas in your home, the path from bedroom to bathroom, kitchen to living room, and the main entrance. Remove any furniture that narrows these pathways. Secure electrical cords along walls using cord covers or cable clips. Replace thick rugs with low-pile options or remove them altogether if they pose a tripping risk. Remember, a clear path is a safe path. What changes could you make today to create safer pathways in your home? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Now, let's transform one of the most important rooms in your home, the kitchen. This is where we nourish ourselves and often where we gather with loved ones. Yet, for many seniors, the kitchen becomes a source of frustration when items are hard to reach or difficult to find. The key principle here is what I call accessibility zoning, organizing your kitchen so the items you use most frequently are within easy reach, no bending or stretching required. Visual transition to before-after images of a cluttered kitchen cabinet transformed into an organized, accessible space. Take a look at this remarkable transformation from Richard's kitchen. Before, his everyday dishes were stored in high cabinets, requiring a step stool to reach them. His countertops were crowded with rarely used appliances, leaving little workspace. After applying our decluttering principles, we moved his everyday items to the middle shelves at eye level. We installed a lazy Susan for spices and cleared the countertops of seldom-used gadgets. "I can't believe how much easier cooking has become," Richard told me. "I no longer dread preparing meals because everything I need is right where I can easily reach it." Here's how to create your own smart kitchen zones. First, identify the items you use daily: favorite mugs, plates, cooking utensils. Move these to shelves between your waist and eye level. Use drawer dividers to keep utensils organized and easily visible. Consider installing pull-out shelves and lower cabinets to eliminate bending. For those specialty items you use only during holidays or special occasions, it's perfectly fine to store them in higher or lower spaces, or even consider whether you still need them at all. What part of your kitchen causes you the most frustration? Share in the comments which area you'll reorganize first. Let's move to our closets and wardrobes, spaces that often hold items from different chapters of our lives. For many of us, our clothing needs have changed significantly over the years, yet our closets haven't kept pace with these changes. I'd like to introduce you to my 3 questions method for evaluating every piece in your wardrobe. When looking at each item, ask yourself, is it comfortable to wear? Do I actually use it? Is it easy to put on and take off? If the answer to any of these questions is no, it might be time to let that item go. Visual transition to before-after images of a crowded closet transformed into a well-organized, accessible wardrobe. This transformation happened in my own closet last year. For decades, I'd kept beautiful blouses with tiny buttons that my arthritic fingers could no longer manage. I had someday shoes with heels I couldn't safely walk in anymore. Letting these items go was surprisingly emotional, but also incredibly freeing. Once I reorganized my closet to contain only comfortable, accessible clothing, getting dressed became a pleasure rather than a frustrating start to my day. No more reaching for items I couldn't wear or searching through clothes that no longer fit my lifestyle. Here's how to approach your wardrobe. Start with just one category, perhaps shirts or pants. Try each item on. Pay attention to how it feels, not just how it looks. Can you fasten it easily? Does it allow comfortable movement? For footwear, prioritize stability and comfort over style that might compromise safety. Consider using larger hangers that are easier to grip and organizing clothes by type and color to make selections simpler. Keeping frequently worn items at an accessible height reduces strain on shoulders and backs. How many items in your closet haven't been worn in the past year? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Now let's tackle a category that often creates significant anxiety: paperwork and important documents. Many of us grew up in an era where keeping paper records was essential, which can make this category particularly challenging to declutter. The good news is that with a simple color-coded system, we can transform chaotic paper piles into an organized system that gives you peace of mind and immediate access to what you truly need. Visual transition to before-after images of scattered papers transformed into a neat color-coded filing system. Let me share what worked wonders for Eleanor, a viewer from Arizona. Her dining table had disappeared under medical bills, insurance statements, and various documents. We created a straightforward system using 4 colored folders: red for medical documents, blue for financial papers, green for property information, and yellow for personal items like birth certificates and passports. For the first time in years, Eleanor told me, I knew exactly where to find my insurance policy when I needed it. The relief was immediate and profound. Here's how to create your own system. First, gather all your papers in one location. Be ruthless about discarding old utility bills, expired warranties, and outdated manuals. For important documents you rarely need to access, like old tax returns, Consider storing them in clearly labeled boxes in a separate location. For papers you reference regularly, use a simple desktop filing system with colored folders. The key is consistency. Always return documents to their designated folder. If you're comfortable with technology, consider scanning important documents. Many smartphones now have excellent scanning apps that create clear digital copies, giving you backup security and reducing physical clutter. What paper category creates the most stress for you? Share in the comments which documents you find hardest to organize. Let's address a category that's critical for our health and well-being: medications and medical supplies. Disorganized medicine cabinets aren't just cluttered, they can potentially be dangerous when expired medications are mixed with current prescriptions or when essential medicines become difficult to find. Creating an organized medication system isn't just about decluttering, it's about creating a safer home environment and ensuring you can easily follow your healthcare regimen. Visual transition to before-after images of a cluttered medicine cabinet transformed into a well-organized, clearly labeled system. Take a look at this transformation from Robert's bathroom cabinet. Before, his medications were scattered across multiple locations, some in the bathroom, others in the kitchen, and a few by his bedside. Pills were difficult to identify, and some had expired years ago. After implementing our organization system, everything was consolidated into one dedicated area with clear labels, organized by time of day, and stored in proper conditions. I haven't missed a single dose since reorganizing, Robert shared. And during my last doctor's appointment, I could easily provide a complete list of my current medications. Here's how to create your own system. Start by gathering all medications from throughout your home. Check expiration dates and safely dispose of anything outdated. Many pharmacies offer medication take-back programs. For current medications, consider using a pill organizer with clear day and time markings. Store medications away from heat, moisture, and direct sunlight, which means the bathroom cabinet might not be ideal. Create a dedicated medication station in a cool, dry area with a small notepad to track when you take each dose. For those comfortable with technology, medication reminder apps can provide alerts when it's time to take your pills and help you keep track of refills. When was the last time you checked your medications for expiration dates? I'd love to hear your experiences in the comments below. Now we come to perhaps the most emotionally significant category of all, our cherished mementos and keepsakes. These treasures tell the story of our lives, connecting us to precious memories and loved ones, yet when these items overwhelm our spaces, they can lose their special meaning among the clutter. I'd like to introduce you to what I call the curated treasure approach, a gentle way to honor what truly matters while creating space to enjoy these items properly. Visual transition to before-after images of cluttered mementos transformed into a beautiful, intentional display. This transformation happened in Martha's home. For decades, she kept every card, photo, and small gift from her grandchildren. These precious items were stuffed in drawers and boxes where no one could appreciate them. Together, we selected the most meaningful pieces and created a beautiful heritage corner in her living room, with a rotating display that she changes seasonally. Now, when my grandchildren visit, Martha told me with tears in her eyes, we actually look at these treasures together, and I can share the stories behind them. These memories are alive again, not just stored away. Here's how to create your own curated collection. Begin by gathering similar items together: photographs, greeting cards, travel souvenirs. Hold each one and ask yourself, does this item truly spark joy or hold significant meaning? Is it something you'd want to pass down to future generations? For photographs, consider digitizing special images. This preserves them permanently and allows you to create beautiful digital albums to share with family. For physical mementos, select quality over quantity. A few well-displayed items hold more power than dozens hidden in storage. Remember, letting go of some physical items doesn't mean losing the memories they represent. Those precious moments will always remain in your heart. What's one treasured keepsake you'd never part with? Share your special item in the comments below. Let's address a modern challenge that many of us face: managing electronics and technology. From multiple remote controls to tangled charging cables, these items can create frustration and clutter in our living spaces. The goal isn't to eliminate technology, which keeps us connected to loved ones and entertained, but to simplify how we interact with these devices, making them truly serve our needs rather than becoming a source of stress. Visual transition to before-after images of cluttered electronics transformed into a neat, accessible system. Look at this transformation in William's living room. Before, he had 6 different remote controls, each with tiny buttons and confusing functions. Cables were tangled behind his television stand, and he often couldn't remember which device connected to what. After implementing our electronics organization system, he switched to one large button universal remote, clearly labeled his essential cables, and created a simple charging station for his tablet and phone. I used to avoid watching my favorite programs because dealing with all those remotes was so frustrating, William shared. Now I can actually enjoy my devices instead of being confused by them. Here's how to create your own streamlined electronic system. Start by gathering all your remotes and evaluating which ones you actually need. Consider investing in a universal remote with larger buttons and simplified functions. Many are specifically designed for seniors. For cables, use color-coded labels to identify what each one connects to. Store rarely used electronics and their accessories in labeled containers. Create a dedicated charging station in a convenient location to keep mobile devices organized and fully charged. Don't feel pressured to keep up with every new technology. Focus on mastering the devices that truly enhance your life and consider donating or recycling the rest. How many remote controls do you currently have in your home? Share your number in the comments. You might be surprised how common this challenge is. As we wrap up our journey through these essential decluttering categories, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've covered. Today, we explored 7 areas that can significantly impact your living space and overall well-being. Clearing pathways, creating smart kitchen zones, organizing comfortable clothing, managing important papers, ensuring safe medication storage, curating meaningful mementos, and simplifying electronics. Each of these categories is designed to empower you to take small, manageable steps towards a more organized and peaceful home. Remember, decluttering isn't a one-time event, it's an ongoing process that can enhance your quality of life. Visual transition to a recap of the 7 categories with engaging graphics. Here are a few actionable tips to keep in mind as you embark on your decluttering journey. Start small, focus on one category at a time. Tackle it in short sessions, 15 to 30 minutes, so it doesn't feel overwhelming. Be honest with yourself. When evaluating items, ask the critical questions. Do I use this? Does it bring me joy? Can I let it go? Celebrate your progress. Every small victory counts, whether it's clearing a single drawer or reorganizing a closet. Take a moment to appreciate your efforts. Engage with community. Share your experiences in the comments below. What successes have you had? What challenges remain? Let's support each other in this journey. As we move forward, I encourage you to implement these strategies and notice the positive changes in your space and mindset. Thank you for joining me today on Bright Days. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where we'll continue exploring ways to enhance our lives together. Until next time, take care and happy decluttering.